Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the second part of Real Talk. Today we're talking to you from Forget Me Not Hospice, based in Huddersfield, and we've been shining a light on some of the work that they do and some of the service and the support that they provide to parents of children who've been told that their life is got short-term lifespan, the end of life care that they need. And this is a traumatic subject or process that many parents unfortunately have to go through, because we know that when this happens, any parent and every parent will go through a very difficult and challenging time, and the support mechanism in the past were not necessarily there. As Maxwell said in the first part of the program, he lost 2 young boys and he wasn't aware, or there was support mechanism of this nature wasn't present in those days. Now we have this service, we have this facility, and one of the things that I've realized in particular is that the hospice is for adults as well. For example, hospices in Bradford, in Leeds, in Wakefield, and every other town and city in this country. But the awareness of the hospice, unless somebody's become ill and have got to that stage where they've been told that they're end of life, very few people are aware of the support and the service that a hospice can provide. And a lot of people have a negative or a misnomer or a misconception about the role of a hospice as to what they do and what they offer. So hopefully my last program and today we've tried to clarify some of those issues and made you more aware of the support that is available in hospices for anybody who's going through that process where they have somebody, a loved one in their family, who's been told that they're near the end of life. And I know many people who've gone through that process. I know for a fact that had they been aware of the service and the facility that is available to families, they would have surely taken them up. So I've been talking to Councillor Masood Ahmed, who was former mayor of Kirklees, and how he got involved in the hospice, in Forget Me Not Hospice, and how he helped raise funds last year. Liz Meets, who is the director of care here, and Salma Pando, who is the engagement officer working with the communities, black and ethnic minority and Muslim community in the area. Now we have 20 minutes. Maxwell, obviously you've said that you're going to be carrying on with the phenomenal work that you've done. You've raised quite a lot of money. Now I know you said you can't sort of tell us exactly the figure, but one of the things you did was had a charity dinner, which I was supposed to be at as well, but unfortunately due to my injury I could not make it, and maybe that might have been a blessing for you. But how did that charity dinner go, and who was present there?
The charity dinner went really well. I couldn't thank the Children's Hospice staff enough in terms of working with me, because I had a small committee from the hospital. I'd just like to thank Salma, who's here today. Obviously G's not here, and Gareth, as well as the other members of the team from the hospice. I don't think without them I could have pulled the charity dinner off. And at the charity dinner, all the businesses throughout my year who had made contacts with, links with, and who had supported me through little projects, I invited them, and they bought a table or individual tickets to the Mayor's charity dinner, where there was a 3-course meal, and again a business well renowned through West Yorkshire, Mile Horse, who supported my charity throughout the year with the big iftar event, which we had here as well, with helping us supporting with a meal, as well as the businesses. Each business bought a table, and all our tables were sold. I think we must have had over 200 plus or more guests on the night. We were also given prizes to auction and raffle off. I think it became a bit of a joke with me that I had that many prizes and stuff to auction off. What do I do with them? But that shows you the generosity of the people out there towards the cause.
And I know for a fact that there were some businesses who actually bought tables, paid for the tables, were not able to attend.
That's right.
And you were able to then sell those tickets to somebody else as well.
There were. And on the night, there's an auction as well as a raffle that went on. And in my mind was that I just thought to myself, probably about £5,000-6,000 is what we would raise. It's not until after the event was over that Georgie Hospital, I call it G, makes it easier for him, called me and said, do you know what the amount was? I goes, probably about 5-6 grand. She goes, no,
13,000 in that one night.
On that, just on that one
Wow.
night,
Subhanallah.
we raised for the hospice.
And these were, many of them were local Asian businesses, weren't they?
Those Asian businesses as well as
Non-Asian.
white
Yeah.
businesses who I'd met throughout my time as mayor in office, who got to know about the charity, wanted to be part of the journey that I was going on as mayor, would bought a table. But a good percentage, I'd say about 95% of them were South Asian, Muslim
Subhanallah,
businesses.
that's very good.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of running this on an annual basis, or are you going to?
Well, this is something funny. You should ask this question. This is something I will be talking about with the likes of Gareth and others, because I feel the momentum is still there. Not just the mayor, putting the mayor to the side. I think we could develop this and make it an annual, yearly event. And I think that's something I am going to be talking to Gareth and the other members within the team and Salma and others to take this further this year.
Excellent. And I think from what I hear from what you've said and from the business people that you and I both know who are supporting it, that they would probably welcome and be willing to participate again and contribute to this as well. And those who have not done so far, please make sure that next time you do it as well. Liz, can I come back to you? I mean, in the break we were talking about the support services. I wasn't aware that you also provide home services. I thought the home services were, for respite. But if somebody is diagnosed in hospital, then told that you can take them home, but the parents want to stay at home, then you can provide support to them at the home as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they don't necessarily have to come here, but you go there.
That's right, and it's working with the family again to meet what their needs are as individuals and make sure that we can provide that wraparound care. So, if, for instance, in a circumstance where the child is at end of life and the family wish them to die at home, then we've got a 24/7 on-call service with specialist nurses that can go out at whatever time is needed to make sure that they can support whatever's going on at that time. And like I said, that's 24 hours all around the clock, and it's absolutely essential that we're able to do that, because, like I said, not all the families wish to come here as and be supported in the hospice.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, there you go. I mean, what more could we ask for? If you feel that you need to come out of the environment that you're in because you have other family issues, other extended families that you can't care for your loved one at home, and you want to come out of that environment, there's facilities here and vice versa, and that is something that is lauded, and I think something that we should welcome. And hopefully not many of you will need this service. May Allah keep you all healthy and and wealthy as well, but if you do, then there is this facility available here. Now, Salma, as a community engagement officer, obviously, as we've said, the interaction, the awareness is not there, and your job has been to try and raise that awareness.
Yeah,
You've been doing that for the last few years.
Yeah, last couple
Do
of
you
years
feel that you're making headway, that awareness is developing, is growing there?
Yeah, definitely. It's building up slowly. People are more aware of the hospice now, and they will actually engage and bring up the hospice to say they want to support. But I still feel there is a bit more to do, because sometimes I set up a madrasa project last year where I was going into madrasas and fundraising stuff, but not all madrasas are open to it because it's kind of committee members and things like that, but it's opening up to the younger generation. So it's still a little bit of a challenge, but we're getting there slowly, and I'm hoping the more we talk about it, the more the committee members are kind of a bit more willing for that to happen. Because obviously madrasas still have their curriculums and things to abide by as well, which is really important, but it's kind of educating about the wider stuff in the community.
Have you thought about inviting some of the imams to come and visit? Because that was one of the plans that we originally had.
Right,
when we first engaged about this, when Maxwell first came to me and said, Forget Me Not is my charity, and I want you to help me with this. We think you're getting the imams here as well. but for all sorts of reasons we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But is that something that you would welcome?
Oh, most definitely. We invite anyone to the hospice.
Right.
I think that's one of our key things is rather than saying anything else, please come and visit us and see what we're about, because we're more than happy to show you around and talk to you about the facilities we provide.
Right.
Because I think that's the best way to realise. Myself, when I started working here, is from a personal perspective, because I've been in a position as a carer using a hospice, and for me it means more. And I think once you've visited is when you actually understand the true meaning of what a hospice does.
Right. Okay. So either imams or committee members or other charitable organisations that work in this area.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Right.
we're more than happy to show anyone around and talk to them about our services. Even members of the community are thinking, you know what, I want to get behind this cause, I want to support this cause, I want to volunteer, help raise awareness. More than happy to show them around as well.
Okay, that's excellent. So there you go. A phenomenal, fantastic offer here for if you want to learn more about the work that Forget Me Not does. And I'm sure this will apply to any hospice wherever you are. You could be anywhere in England, or Wales or Scotland. There'll be hospices nearby. If you have members of the family where you feel that you may need that support, I think most of the if not all of the hospices have the same philosophy, that they would welcome you to come and see what sort of support they offer and what sort of facilities they have on their sites. But also, if you want to volunteer, as Salma says, that is equally important, because they run on two phenomenal sort of needs, and that is funds and for volunteering. We'll come back to the funding again. But I mean, in terms of general visits, would you welcome, the kids who go to madrasas?
Gee.
So would you welcome a delegation of young kids coming
Of
over
course,
here?
yeah. We have school, the same way with schools, we have like the council, school members come.
Right.
We can do tours for the council to let them know and put on a few activities for them so that they can engage in the hospice and see what it's like. So most definitely, but I think what the struggle is getting them here, coming out at that time and having that commitment from them to try and come, but we're more than happy to cater for that.
Because usually it's 5 to 7 in the evening.
It is, yes, it's quite
Yeah.
difficult, the timing, but
Yeah.
we're more than happy to cater for it, yeah.
Right, okay, that's fine. I mean, coming back in terms of halal food, I know we've discussed this before, but you have provision where either people can bring their own food in, but you were saying that if somebody comes in late at night and they need halal food, you have sort of links with food suppliers where
Yeah.
they can bring them in as well. So that's something that you've already got in place.
Yeah.
But if somebody wants to cook something on site, halal food, do you have facilities for that? I think we may have covered
Yeah.
this the last time.
Yeah, we did, yeah. No, we most definitely have the kitchen, we've got separate...
We're showing the kitchen now to our audience
Yeah.
to show that there's facilities there. So while we can't see this, if we were in studio, we'd see the screen ourselves.
Yeah.
But we're now showing it to our audience that all the kitchen facilities are there. So Salma, sorry, go through, or Liz.
Yeah, no, we have a separate facility. Obviously, we use different utensils as well with the halal meat. We have separate microwave. So all those facilities are there, separate pots and pans for the halal meat, and so people can rest assured that it is fully halal and it's not getting contaminated or any cross contamination with anything that's not halal.
All right, thank you.
I was
So
gonna
again,
add,
sorry,
I
Liz,
was
go.
going to add, did you want to talk about Spice and Sparkle?
Oh yeah, we also have Bison Sparkle, which is where mums and families
All right.
cook and eat together. So it's like a peer support group, isn't it, where all the mums and dads can come together, they can cook together, talk about what's going on in their life at the time. It could be related to what's happening with the children, or it can be totally the opposite. It's just a little kind of support group, isn't it? Yeah.
So
Just
this is the
time.
support group for the parents?
Yeah, for the parents.
So there's this self-sustaining support group, I presume?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Right.
That again is supported by the staff here.
Yeah.
Right.
And we do have a good attendance, don't we?
Yeah,
from
definitely,
the
yeah.
South Asian community, which is amazing, and there's always some
It's quite
lovely smells.
it's
that
quite a
come through
popular
the
it's quite a
kitchen.
popular group to come to.
Actually, we were supposed to have a mother, weren't we?
We were,
today?
yes.
There's a young child here who is using the facilities of the hospice at the moment, and the mother was supposed to join us today to try and to share her experience of being here with her child. But unfortunately, due to some family circumstances, she was not able to come and join us today. Maybe if we come back again, we might be able
Yeah,
to bring her or somebody
Inshallah,
else
yeah.
who can provide, like Anila, personal testimony of the support that they received and how it's benefited them, while they've been here again. So I mean, so you have the kitchen facility, you have this group. What's it called?
Spice and Sparkle.
Spice and Sparkle.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So is
It
it is all the food spicy food then?
Majority of the
Yeah.
time, yeah.
Is
It is actually, yeah,
Well,
majority of the
he'll
time.
be the first customer.
Yeah, I think you will.
We've been for meals together.
Yep.
You know, we love our food. So
We
You'll
definitely
see
do.
the staff coming down to the kitchen
Yeah, we
when
can normally
it's on.
smell it and
The
make our way
smells are
down.
amazing.
all right, yeah. I mean, we're both notorious eaters. I mean, he doesn't look it. He's tall and slim and handsome. In my case, it's the opposite. So yeah, but I mean, fine. The last bit I want to concentrate and talk about is the funding. Obviously, funding is absolutely critical and crucial, and that's why Maxwell, may Allah bless you. You know, you took on this challenge. You raised this money, and I know it's well beyond the 50k figure. Although, you know, you're still counting and etc. 13k from that day, and I know the Huddersfield Town Football Club supported you.
We did, yeah.
Even the league team, rugby league team
Huddersfield
supported you,
Giants, yeah.
and many other businesses supported you. And I know for a fact that there are many Muslim businesses who actually did dig deep
did.
into their pockets.
Very deep, some of them.
And you know, I know we won't name, but I know. I mean, one of the ones I mentioned last time was Deluxe Beds,
We did.
which is
Yeah.
based in Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Razak has been very generous as well. And I believe she's visited this place. And
She
I
has,
spoke
yeah.
to her before I came here, and she was saying that she's deeply committed to supporting the hospice because she's based in the area where her business is run. And similarly, there are other people in Dewsbury and Batley
Yeah.
who have also said the same. Obviously, you got shops where you do fundraising. Now, the stuff that comes into the shop obviously is donated, isn't it?
Yes.
And then you
That's
sell
right.
it off.
Yes.
And do you accept anything and everything, or
So
Virtually?
as far as I know, I think it is a range. You know,
Yeah.
we will accept a range of things. I think electrical items we can accept. I
Yeah.
think, which
That's
some
brilliant.
places can't necessarily
Mhm.
because we're able to do the specific testing of what's
the
donated.
VAT test? Yeah, the VAT
Yeah,
But
test.
the
again,
testing.
we're reliant on the community again around their kind donations. There's a collection hub that we can come out to homes to pick up furniture and things like that, and clothes and all sorts, bring it back to our collection hub where we can sort it all out and then distribute accordingly. But again, it's reliant on the kind and generosity from the community.
And then the other fundraising events. What sort of fundraising events do you hold? I know some
gosh.
people have done trekking and
Yeah,
mountain
there's
climbing.
Three Peaks, skydives for those adrenaline junkies. We have lots of different things, like we've got the Dragon Boat Race coming up in September in Pugneys Park, where a lot of communities get together, little businesses get a team up to 17 people, and they race the dragon boats. But it's a really nice, fun, packed family day as well, where the teams can also take a barbecue and also do fundraising on the day as well for the hospice.
Oh,
So it's
brilliant.
a lovely, lovely day,
All right,
and that's
excellent.
happening in September.
And so, you know, coming back, as I said right at the beginning of the program, that, you know, 6% of the, and what's the budget for it? It's about 6 million, is it? Is somebody who used
5.5 to 6, I think.
Yeah,
It's
it's
about
about
that, yeah.
5.5 to
5 to
6.
6
yeah.
million, yeah. £6 million a year minimum that is required to run Forget Me Not Hospice a year. Only 6% of that money comes from the government. The other 94% is self-raised funding, you know, through various activities that have just been mentioned. And as Councillor Maxwell Ahmed has said, you know, this is something that's dear to his heart, and he spent the whole year last year trying to raise as much money as he could. And I say, may Allah bless you, Maxwell, for your hard work and effort, and I'm sure you'll save a lot of people's times and effort in doing more fundraising, but it also make a big difference to people's lives. So I urge you, every one of you, particularly the Muslim community in the surrounding area, Batley, Dewsbury, Heckmorwick, to donate as much as you can. I hope you found the program interesting and useful. Inshallah, I'll be with you next week, soon with you next week again. In the meantime, take care. May Allah bless you and keep you safe and sound, and keep the Forget Me Not Hospice at the front of your mind. And if you can, support them and help them in any way you can to try and make sure this amazing support service continues to provide the desperate support and need that many parents have. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.